can start now.
Okay, thank you, Vinam. A very warm welcome for today's Career Counseling webinar for our dear students of Salwan Public Schools. I am Shikha Sood, Head of Outreach, Union University. I give you a very hearty warm welcome. I'm very excited to welcome all the teachers, students who have taken time out to watch us live. Now I would like to invite Ms. Rashmi Malik, Principal, Salwan Public School, Gurgaon. Rashmi ma'am is has done her masters in information technology. She has over 25 years of experience in education field. Currently, she is working as principal of Salwan Public School, Gurgaon. She is a firm believer that education is a dynamic process wherein, with the changing world and generations, a lot of flexibility should be provided in schools, colleges to promote innovation for the benefit of humanity. Ms. Malik has been instrumental in starting the internship programs in schools for various skill based courses. These internships and skill based trainings of various subjects offered by CBSE has been a boom for the students, especially for the special need ones. She is proud recipient of CBSE National Principal Award 2019 and other awards like Dr. Radhakrishnan Memorial Award for Education Excellence 2012, International School Award for Leadership in International Curriculum Design by British Council, Make in India Award, that is in 2015, Best in House Training Skills at Summit 2016 in Delhi for making the entire staff digitally enabled to keep up with young generations. Best Use of School Media in Social Management by Square Vista 2016. She has been instrumental in shaping and transforming thousands of students' lives to, till date. And now I would request her to address us all. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sood, for this wonderful introduction and a quite elaborate one. And warm welcome to all the teachers and the students for this webinar. And before I talk to you further, I would like to first say thanks to Shulini University for organizing such wonderful seminars for our kids. Thank you so much to all the people who are responsible for the organization of this webinar. As far as the commerce subjects are concerned, children and teachers, you all know that CBSE, in NEP also, the Government of India and CBSE have always said that we do not believe in streaming. We don't have streams as such. You can choose any combination of the subjects. So that is one education which I want to give you, that if you want to take with business studies psychology, you can take, right? The only issue which you may face is that some schools may not have a comfortable timetable to offer you those kind of combination. You can take physics with commerce, you know that. So first and the foremost thing, you need to break this stream thing in your mind. That is not going to help for your future, at least for your generation, right? You must have seen in past 2 years what we all have gone through, and what you all are going through, we also understand that very nicely. So what it is teaching us, it is teaching us to remain flexible, to remain resilient, okay, in the upcoming world. So when you will go out of the school system, when you will be going, to the colleges or, for further education, please remain flexible. Yes, Shulni University is a very nice university. We just, was seeing that video of that entire campus, such a beautiful campus, and I was seeing the children playing and doing all kind of activities which we used to do in this school. We don't know when we are going to come back to that particular level, right? But one thing which today I would like to take this opportunity to tell all of you is remain flexible in your mind. You do not know what future is coming and showing you. Yes, today we'll be getting our professors and the resource persons talking about the various careers. I'm very sure that they will also be touching upon that how important is to keep yourself updated with the technology along with whatever topic you choose. Okay, so remain flexible. And I would certainly like to know, Ms. Sood, later on that whether you have the flexibility of combination of subjects in your college or not, in your university or not, because that is something, the need of the hour. The child cannot be compartmentalized into one particular set of, topics. And if the child is feeling interested in another topic, then the child should be allowed to, go through that or pursue that. And children, yes, last but not the least thing, the thing which Madam Sood was talking about, that I've been instrumental in creating a lot of internship and skills. That was only possible because we have that mindset that occasional subjects are the skill subjects. Okay, so you all must take at least one skill subject in your life, which will be as a backup plan for you. And these are the words which I wanted to talk to you about, which I wanted to just say, because this kind of platform where only a few combination of subject students are there is a little rare for us, having all the Salwan school children together. But then we certainly would like to have more and more sessions like these for our kids' enrichment, and their, focus to, actually choose from the wide variety of careers which are available. So it is not going to be only CAs and banking for all of you. You can go to any other line, whichever you feel your heart is in. And always remember, if you love doing something, if you are at work and if you're passionate about it, okay, you will not even feel like that you're working, because it is your passion. All right, so with these words, I hand over the webinar to Madam Sood once again. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much, Rashmi ma'am. And yes, we are following NEP completely. And Dr. Kesri will be talking about, and Dr. Amar Rao in their presentations, they will be talking about NEP also. So now I would introduce the first speaker of our day, Dr. Kesri. Dr. Kesri is Director of Undergraduate Programs at Shuni University. She completed her PhD in Economics from Himachal Pradesh University in 2008. Over the past decade, she has worked on various UNDP and World Bank funded projects with the state and center governments. Her primary areas of research include environmental economics and natural resource management. She would talk about the emerging careers in commerce and management. Over to you, Dr. Kesri.
Thank you so much, Shikha. And before I start my presentation, I think I was listening to Miss Malik very carefully. First of all, I must congratulate you, Miss Malik, the type of initiatives you have taken. This is the vision we need in today's world. And I'm so very proud and happy to see that you have already been thinking on these lines and guiding your students and faculty to prepare them for these challenges which we are facing today and of course in future. And I feel very, very happy to share that not just new education policy, which recently came out, has been introduced by Government of India. Since long back in 2014, we adopted the choice-based credit system at Shulni University, where we were partially already implementing these type of initiatives, what you just spoke about, multidisciplinary approach. But yes, now a new education policy document is there, and we feel so happy, and I personally feel happy because I, as a student at Government University, always used to, at that point in time, 20 years back, maybe, that feeling this, we have been studying the same old syllabus, nothing new. But as you said, that this is a golden opportunity for this generation, and I'll be talking a little bit about this as well. So with this, a very good afternoon to everyone, dear students, faculty members, and respected principal ma'am. It's an honor for me and to speak to all of you today, and I'll quickly take you through the career opportunities in the field of commerce and management. And I would also like to speak a little bit about the new education policy and how we are implementing it fully at Shulni University. So I'll take a minute to share my presentation here. I hope it is visible. Vinamr, Shashank, can you please?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So here I go. A very good afternoon to everyone. This is Kestri and I'm PhD in economics and have been talking to the students for many years now. And would like to quickly tell you that it is not just teaching and research which excite me. What is most important and very close to my heart is the student counseling. I have been dealing with students for so many years. The counseling, it can be at personal level, at professional level, or the career counseling. I love interacting with the people, and students are my favorite section to talk to, okay? So very quickly, I'm going to tell you about the career opportunities in the field of commerce and management once you pass out from the schools. So what are the degree programs, or I can say the options for graduation degree, what you can opt for after the 12th standard in the field of commerce and management? First is that you can opt for commerce stream, okay, where the degree is called as BCom honors. Then you can opt for a degree in economics and finance, which is called as BA honors in economics and finance. Then the business administration, the degree is called as Bachelor of Business Administration. And there you have the different options available. First is BBA with Human Resource Management, Marketing and Finance. Then Bachelor of Business Administration in Computer Applications and Entrepreneurship, and BBA in Aviation and Management, and BBA Rural Management. So BA honors in Economics and Finance, BBA in Computer Science, BBA Aviation, and BBA Rural Management. These are the 4-year degrees program which have been launched this year under the new education policy, right? Then you must ask the question that, why do I opt for a degree in the area of management, commerce, and economics? So my dear students, these days, these are the degree programs which are in high demand. And not even a single industry, not even a single firm these days is there which does not need the people with these background, right? Be it aviation industry, be it service sector, automobile industry, any sector you can take, the people with commerce, economics, and business administration knowledge are needed in every field. And firstly, I must tell you that these are the graduation degree, basic degree, which will prepare you for any competitive examination. When I say any competitive examination, be it Indian Administrative Services, Indian Defense Services, Chartered Accountancy, Company Secretaryship, and CAT-MAT. What is CAT-MAT? If you have to get admission in top business institution for MBA, you have to appear for common aptitude test and management aptitude test. So these basic degrees in commerce, economics, finance, and business administration, here you will get the conceptual knowledge which will prepare you for these examinations. And apart from that, you must have read a newspapers every year. Reserve Bank of India, that is the central bank of the country, announces so many vacancies every year, and which are open for all these streams: commerce, economics, particularly economics, and business administration. This graduation degree will give you an opportunity to start your career with the corporate world. And who knows that tomorrow any of you can become the CEO of a top multinational company and handle a team of maybe 50 to 80 people. And as I already said, this is the basic degree which will also prepare you for higher studies and also for research and academics. You can do PhD and become a professor like me and help the students in shaping their career and career counseling as well. Apart from that, you can go for consultancy and you can become data analyst, financial analyst, and economic analyst as well. But mostly, over the years, students have been at times confused. Should I go for BCom honors, BBA, or BA honors in economics and finance? So how do I guide them? How do I help them? So my dear students, here the role of self evaluation comes in. First of all, you have to sit with yourself and identify your interests. What do I want to be? Where do I see myself after 5 to 7 years? And ask yourself that which is my favorite subject, what I love to do. And then take help from your teachers, from your parents, from your mentors, ask us, right? When a student comes to me with this confusion, first of all, I ask the student that which is your favorite subject when you were studying in 12th standard. If the child says that, I love accounting, so then I advise the student to go for BCom honors, because in commerce, you will study all type of accounting, basic accounting, corporate accounting, financial accounting, cost accounting, right? And if somehow you are really very scared of these accounts, looking at data, the mathematics, and then I advise the child to go for BBA, business administration. It is little bit on a lighter side where the quantitative subjects will be less, right? And when it comes to economics and finance, there is a special set of students who have love for economics and finance, and they always opt for this stream. Remember, the decision you are going to take today is going to define your success at later stage, right? But let me tell you that you are the lucky people, luckiest generation ever. And I will speak about that in a while. Why did I say that you are lucky people? But before that, once you clear your graduation degree in business administration, in commerce, and in economics and finance, then what are the career opportunities in front of you? Remember that these degrees are not anymore just the graduation degree. They have become the professional degrees which offer you employment immediately after graduation as well. So what are the options in front of you? You can start your corporate journey. Many big companies come to Shulni University campus for hiring of these students immediately after graduation. You can start your career as an academician like me. You can become professor, do PhD, and your research and academics is an option in front of you. You can absolutely, you can go for a higher education, MBA, MCom, MA economics, right? UPSC, who stops you from becoming a bureaucrat, right? Fight for Indian administrative services and help the government of the country to frame the policies for the country. We most of the time criticize that, this is not good, government is not doing this, government is not doing that. Why don't you become an IAS officer and help the government in formulation of the policies for the country? Then entrepreneur, who says many of you might have a good idea and you can start off and you can start your own business, right? Rather than asking for a job, seeking the job, you can become a job giver. Okay, you can generate employment opportunities for other people. Second, if you have your own family business, you can get the essential knowledge by doing these degrees, and can then take your business to the next level, to the international level. Then company secretaryship, chartered accountancy, one of the most highly paid professions in the country, right? You can handle the accounts of the big multinational companies, and you can handle the documentation of the top multinational company by becoming a CS, company secretary. Then yes, of course, if you are in the field of economics and finance, there is a huge demand for analysts in the market, economic analyst, financial analyst, data analyst, right? Every single organization, every company needs this analysis to be done to increase the profitability. So you can become analyst and can help the company in formulating its strategies. So these are the big companies which have been coming to the Shulni University campus over the years for hiring of undergraduate students of BBA, BCom honors, and B honors, economics and finance. You can Google any of the name and you will see that how big these companies are. Not just providing the good salaries, but also huge opportunities for you to explore your potential, your skills, okay, and with all the perks. And then here I would like to talk a little bit about the new education policy. Remember, I said that you are the lucky people, luckiest generation, I would say, my dear students, because the new education policy has come up. This is the biggest reform in the education sector till date. When I was a student, I was forced to take admission in science. My father, forced me to take admission in science because I was a topper of the batch. He said, science is okay for you. But after wasting my 1 year, I realized that I did not even understand S of science and had no interest in science. And I lost 1 year. If at all today you make such mistake because of any reason, trust me that not even a single minute will go waste, because new education policy provides you flexibility. As your principal ma'am was rightly saying, that you need to be flexible. This new education policy provides you the flexibility to move from one program to another program after 6 months, after 1 year, right? And if you, let's say you took admission in BSc today, and after 6 months, after one semester, you realize that, oh, no, I had interest in hospitality. I had interest in commerce. I had interest in business administration. Nothing to worry. You can shift to another program. Second thing, under new education policy, if you are a student of BBA or BCom honors or BSc, any stream, you will get the minors. These days, we have been working, rigorously on identification of the minors. What could be the minors? Let's say you are a BCom honors student, you can get minors in artificial intelligence, minor in chemical sciences, right? Minor in English literature, minor in Hindi, if you have love for the languages, right? Similarly, a BSc student can get minor in economics, minor in psychology, right? Minor in artificial intelligence, data analytics. So many options you have, and simultaneously, I think your principal ma'am rightly said that life skills are very, very important. Let me take a minute here that how we at Shulda University are structuring these new education policy programs, BBA, BA Honors Economics and BCom Honors. There are 3 categories of subjects you will be studying. First will be foundation courses. What is foundation courses? Whether you belong to science stream, art stream, chemistry, physics, pharmacy, you belong to any stream, you need as an example, you must understand how to operate the computer. You must have the basic computer knowledge. So that is a course on foundation course, which every student will study under new education policy, irrespective of the stream you have opted for. Second, let me give you an example. All of us must understand about our past. You will find a foundation course on ancient wisdom also, right? So ancient wisdom, spirituality, what are we known for? The Western world is moving towards yoga, and we Indians are forgetting the value of yoga, right? So you will get a knowledge about that. And secondly, each one of you must have the problem solving skills. For that, you must understand the reasoning. So every student will study that as a foundation course. You must be creative, how to do things in a different way. That is very important these days. So that again, you will study as a foundation course. So first is foundation courses. Second category is core courses. Core means business administration student will study the business administration course. Commerce students will study commerce like accounting and economics. And science student will study the physics, chemistry. And then is the life skill. Life skill, what are the life skills? All of you must have a good personality. All of you must have the good communication and written skills, right? And you must be able to communicate your point of view very well to the other people. And then, even small things like how to shake hand, how to sit for an interview, how to handle the questions in the interviews. Those things will be taught to you in the life skills. Okay, so 3 set of subjects you will be studying: foundation, core, and life skill based courses. So, and you will have the flexibility to move from one course to another course, and you will choose the minors as per your choices. Okay, so this is how the new education policy has been fully implemented at Shulda University. And now gone are the days, my dear students, when all the learning used to happen inside the class. Nowadays, more than 60% of the learning happens outside the class. And how does that happen? We travel and learn, right? We collaborate with each other. We meet people, right? And learn. Peer learning and learning while traveling, visiting different industries, meeting the corporate people, meeting people from all walks of life, so that we get overall personality development. Right? It is not just the marks today which define your success. So this type of development is also needed. So see, whether it is cultural programs, it is various type of competitions, it is educational tours, everything will happen at Shulda University if you join us. Then very special mention to industrial visits, right? This gives you first-hand experience. My students, when they come back from the Nestle company's industrial visit, they tell their parents, you just eat the chocolate and Maggie, मैंने तो बनते हुए भी देखी है. Because they go for the industrial visit and they happen to see that how the Maggie and the chocolates are being manufactured at the company, right? They visit cement industry, they visit the Indo-Farm tractor, where they see that how tractor is manufactured, how the water purifier is manufactured. This is outing key outing, and you will simultaneously you will get the first-hand experience, and which is known as experiential learning. Okay, so all these type of opportunities you will get at Shulni University. And this is my recently I have added this slide. These are the students who are in this semester. They passed out and they opted for placements after graduation, and they got hired by top companies. And let me tell you that this placement drive is still on. Students daily are appearing for placements interviews in different companies, and they are getting placed, and with good package. And trust me that now the bigger the company will train you at least for the 6 months, and then you will be given actual work or project will be assigned to you. So with this, I would like to end my presentation here. I'll be looking forward to get questions if you have any for me, and I would love to take the questions. Right, over to you, Shikha.
Thank you, Dr. Kestri. So there is a question. Ma'am, can you show the job opportunity slide again?
Okay, sure. This one?
Yes. And yes, I think this was the one. So I believe if Dr. Kestri, you can just explain them, like if they've taken commerce, what are the options available? I think that was what he wanted.
Okay. So if you are a hardcore commerce student, right, and have the passion for chartered accountancy and company secretaryship, so then BCom honors is the best option. Then you will straightway go for the preparation for CS and chartered accountancy. If you are a student of business administration, BBA, right, then you would, I'm sure more than 90% of my students, they opt for MBA first, right? That is going for MBA degree. Because when BBA was started, it was started as it was called as a mini MBA program. You got trained for MBA, right? So then of course you will start with your journey with the corporate world. As I said, that many national and multinational companies come here for hiring. And then economics and finance, right? Mostly people prepare for Indian administrative services, and there is a separate category within that, that is Indian economic services. So you can apply for that, and for that, of course, you will have to have a degree purely in economics, BA honors economics and MA economics. Then you can apply for that. Otherwise, you have the option for Indian administrative services, where mostly I have seen that the students opting for economics as one of the optional subject. And but let me make it clear here, my dear students. It does not mean that, let's say as an example, you have done BCom honors. Sometimes students get confused that I can only go for CA and CS. No, it is not like that. And similarly, it is not always true that only BBA student will go for MBA. After BCom honors and BA honors economics, also the students have been opting for MBA who have the passion to work with the corporate world and who look forward to get a good salary and a good opportunity to work with multinational companies, right? But yes, CA and CS, mostly students I have seen opt after BCom honors. Again, that does not mean only commerce student can do that. Even after 12th standard also, you can go for chartered accountancy, right? And entrepreneurship, of course, again, open for anyone. Anyone can start the business and acquire the good knowledge of business administration. But for entrepreneurship, I would advise that firstly, you do your post-graduation and then work for a few years with some good companies and acquire the all practical and conceptual knowledge. Then you can start your business. So I think I covered all here. And yes, of course, teaching and research, you have to do PhD for that, okay? If you have to go into teaching and research, you have to do PhD, and then you can become a professor like me.
So there are two more questions which I
Yes,
would
please.
like you to take. One is I want to become a HR. I think he wants to join in the company as an HR. So I need to take BBA, right? So what are the subjects for it? So like he wants to know what are the subjects you will study in BBA.
All right. So see, BBA, the 3 years program we have, that there we will provide the specialization in human resource management, marketing and finance. And 4-year degrees also there are, different like aviation and management, and then computer application and entrepreneurship. Firstly, you will study the, basic course of accounting as well. You will study a little bit of economics also. Then in HR, you will study little bit, 2-3 more extra subjects of HR specialization. Like, human resource management is the basic course. And then you can go for the little bit advancement in human resource management. And the student who will opt for marketing will go little bit with extra subjects of marketing. And similarly, the BBA with finance will go little bit extra with finance subjects, right? So the basic business administration courses, and then the specialized course in human resource management you will be studying, and then you will get the a little bit extra edge in the field of human resource management. So this is how it goes. But we start with basic courses. In the first semester and second semester, everyone will study the common courses. Second year onwards, you will start studying extra courses as per your specialization. So this is how it goes.
So there's another very interesting question. What are the qualifications required to become a CEO of any company?
Oh, wow. I just love this child, because, our vice chancellor always advises the students that, dream big. And I love this child that who is today at school level is thinking of becoming a CEO. So my dear child, the journey starts with your business administration degree. You will go for, the post-graduation, as I said, right? You can start your own company also, and then also you can become CEO at later stage. And you can start your job with any company, national and international, multinational company, and you will start as management trainee, and slowly, you will get promoted, and that is also the path that you can become the CEO of the company. So 2 ways: you can start your own business, or you can work for any other company also. But for that, you need to have basic graduation and post-graduation degree.
Okay, another question. Job opportunities after economic honors.
Yes, after economic honors. Huge, I would say. But in India, we are little ignorant about the importance of this subject. If you look at the global universities, the top global universities, even a science, medical, non-medical, pharma student, everyone loves to study economics as a subject. Why so? The knowledge of economics is important both at personal and professional front. I'll take a small example here. The family is deciding, giving it a thought that we should buy a new car. What do? First of all the members will say, ye wali car lenge, wo wali car lenge. Then what is the next step? You will see different models, and then you will compare the price. Then finally, you will buy a car which will fit into your budget. That is economics. When you do this cost benefit analysis, this is economics at personal level. Professional level, I'm working as a professor, getting salary every month. How much should I spend, and how much should I save? Where do I keep my saving? How do I invest my money? Again, the economics decision, right? When it comes to the career opportunities, as I said, every organization needs economic analysts. Multinational company need to take decision whether I should increase the price of my product or I should decrease the price, whether I should launch a new product in the market or not. How will the company take these decisions? When the economic analysis is done, is calculated. Who will do that? Data analyst. You will look at all the data of the the revenue and cost of the company, and then you will be able to give advice to the company that whether you should go ahead with the launch of a new product or not. So there is a huge demand for data analyst, economic analyst, and financial analyst. Next, there are so many vacancies offered by the banking sector. Reserve Bank of India itself announces so many vacancies every year. There you can apply, and they need the students with background in economics and finance. And lastly, Indian administrative services, right? Indian economic services, as I said already. And you can become consultant. You can independently do the economic analysis and write for any top newspaper, top magazines, right? So many, ample opportunities in the field of economics, but we Indians need to realize the importance of economics. Mostly we don't.
So another question, I love to do maths. So which career option I should choose?
Mathematics.
Yes.
See, in the field of pure mathematics, I'm sure my fellow colleagues must have talked about in the morning half, where the engineering was one of the options. But if you love the quantitative subject, as I said, then you can pursue any career. You can pursue commerce also. And see, I think today what every degree is, every person is required to do is data analytics is very, very important, and the knowledge of mathematics is also very important for any degree, whether you do BBA, you do BSc, you do even journalism. So this is the reason that the basic mathematics we have kept in the foundation courses itself, for which every student will study. And as far as particularly that what are the clear cut options in the field of mathematics, I would not make a comment here, because I need to ask my fellow colleagues that what are the straight way that apart from teaching and research, what are the career options in mathematics. I don't know, but I can say that the knowledge of mathematics is important to succeed. See, when I did my BA Honors Economics, till date, I have only one regret, that I did not study mathematics. Because economics plus mathematics is a deadly combo, and which I did not study at my graduation level. So if you have interest for this, and you have interest for like commerce and economics also, I would advise that you must go ahead with this, because the knowledge of mathematics is important in these areas as well.
So there are a few questions of MBA which I would request Dr. Amar Rao after his presentation he can take. But there is one more question for you, Dr. Kesri, and that is, how can we start our own business?
Okay. So again, I would like to, seriously, as I earlier said, Miss Malik, I must congratulate you that you have been giving so much of exposure to the students, that they are so much aware. And this is the reason that they are asking these type of questions. And they are, I'm very impressed with their curiosity. So for business, again, I would advise the same path. Firstly, do your graduation, then do your post-graduation. At least post-graduation will be needed, because it is very important, first of all, to have the conceptual as well as the practical knowledge, that how does business function? How does business operation take place? What marketing strategies are all about? How to handle the finance? How to handle the finances, and how to develop the business strategies, right? And then you can start your own startup, and you can start your own business. And again, I would quickly like to hand over to Dr. Amar Rao also. He can throw a little more light on this, that how can you start your startup. I think he'll be able to add to this. But process, I would advise this. Rather, I would advise that after MBA, you work for a few years with top companies, which will give you the practical knowledge that, what are the ups and downs, how the decisions are taken at the company level when you are dealing in a particular type of business. Okay. So Dr. Amar Rao, if you would like to add something to this, please.
Sure, ma'am. See, the point is that, student, first you need to identify the product, the market itself, right? Startup will always be successful. There are two things. Either you follow your passion. Most of the people will say, I will say, follow the money. Follow the money means the product which will be very successful, the product which people need. Twitter is successful. Who started on the same platform as Twitter? There was Orkut, then Facebook started, because there was a need to connect with people. Now, if you ask me, what is the product or the service line which will get you a very successful startup? Solve the basic problem. Try to understand what are the problems people are facing and try to solve that. And your startup will be successful. Don't think that you have a passion for something and you can convert that passion into startup. Completely agreed. Just find a basic problem. Then things will follow later. The business plan, the finance plan, the marketing plan, that will come later on. Right? Let me give you an example and I will just take 1 minute. ICS Securities, back in 2000, they started the firm. ICS Securities into the financial markets. So around in 2008, 2009, they were the largest broker having 2 million customers. But then in 2010, Zero Da, Nitin Kamath, entered into the Indian markets. And people were facing issue while paying the brokerage. He solved that problem. And today, they beat the ICICI Securities in their own game. He's worth 100 crore. He withdrew a salary of 100 crore last year, Nitin Kamath. So you need to solve the problem, right?
Okay. So I believe, Piyush, your question was, I want to start a business, but I have humanities with economics. I believe Dr. Kesri and Dr. Amar Rao has already answered this question. Naman. So now the another speaker of the day is Dr. Amar Rao. So he will be talking about financial and investment analysis. So he will be taking what you want. So let's just introduce Dr. Amar Rao so that he can start his session. So Dr. Amar Rao has done his PhD in financial markets and worked, worked on the dynamic relationship between macroeconomic variables and stock. He is UGG NET qualified and holds an MBA from IBS Chandigarh with BTech degree in electronics and communication. Rao has over 7 years of teaching experience and has worked in the ICIC Group as an equity advisor in the financial market. And he is working with us as an assistant professor in our MBA department. So now over to you, Dr. Rao, because I can see there are so many questions relating with MBA and financial and investment analysis. So first is you do the session and then definitely we take all the questions. Over to you, Dr. Rao.
Thank you, Shikha ma'am, for such a wonderful introduction. You always give my introduction to such an extreme means. I really like it. Okay. So good evening, Mrs. Ma'am, Malik ma'am, right? Rashmi Malik ma'am, principal, and good evening, Dr. Kesri. So hello students, and I hope all of you are doing well and in a cheerful mood today. So my name is Amar Rao and I teach finance courses at India's top university, that is Shulli University, and that's right. I'm a proud family member of Shulli family since last 8 years, but without much ado. Let me come straight to the point, right? Because that's what people with the finance band do. They come to the point. And with that, let me just give me a second and share my presentation because I need to answer all of your queries, the queries which you are having. So Shikha, my presentation is visible on full screen, right?
Yes, it is visible. It is
Absolutely, great, great, great. See, the point is that students, you really want your dream job. Everyone wants that. But you're struggling to actually separate yourself from your peers. You are such a crucial point of your life where one decision will make your life. We are going to spend your 40, 45 years of life. See, the job market is becoming saturated with qualified individuals. India has the largest demographic population above 18 years of age and between 45 years of age. So we have ample supply of qualified individuals. So the best way to make your competency is through courses, certifications over and above your degree coursework. I will be talking about that because it actually demonstrates your dedication and commitment. It propels you to step ahead of your competitors in terms of skills and opens a multitude of opportunities, right? And I will say, I heard that someone was asking about HR. Completely agree. HR, marketing, operation, management, these are beautiful courses. These are well-developed courses. But a career in finance and accountancy is one of the prime objectives of students because the students learn about business studies, economies. However, the finance is the core of the stream. We always say, and economics is the mother of all the subjects related to finance, mathematics. And see, what happens is that don't think a career in finance is not only limited to the commerce students. It can be pursued by the student with a science background. I have done a BTech. So arts, honor streams as well. You need to have an interest in finance. So the students need to develop their fundamental knowledge for pursuing a degree in accountancy and finance. So I will be talking about the top 10 courses or the top 10 careers in finance. See, that was a survey conducted by one of the renowned magazine. And you are not alone in this journey. 30% of the students, they have no clear thought what they want to do, because 30% of the students aren't thinking or even had doubts what to do after class 12th, what to opt, which course suits them best. And India, sorry to say, they believe in herd mentality, right? And 75% of the students, they think maths and number crunching is essential to become a finance major. Let me tell you, that is not completely right. And 50% of the students, they think they need an MBA to make a career in finance. Absolutely not. I'm not saying it's 100% right, but absolutely not. So let me just take you through the entire course. First, we all know about CA. See, these are the top careers in finance if you want to make it. I'm not including a startup or business here because that's a passion. That's a basic problem solving which you want to solve. Let's talk about chartered accountancy. I will just give you a brief. We all know that chartered accountancy course is the most popular and reputed accounting qualification in India, and it is provided by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. And when I say it is one of the biggest accounting bodies in the world in terms of members, yes, we are talking about India, right? And it is a 3 levels of examinations, right? CA Final, CA Intermediate, and CA Basics. So being one of the most prestigious and challenging courses in India, it has undeniable perks of exposure to various subjects and respect from all levels of corporate structure. Recently, Nirma, the detergent brand, and even the ring, they celebrated the CS too. And if you talk about career prospects of chartered accountancy, a very prestigious and rewarding career of a chartered accountant involves auditing every major of the company of the country. You audit, you are in direct contact with the management, which means that their accounts and financial transactions are screened to check that they are abiding by the law, right? If you talk about what are the positions you can have after your CA, you can be a finance manager or you can be a finance advisor or a controller of finance. Of course, you need to pass your +2 examination, and then you need to pass the examination constituted by the ICAI, and it's valid for 3 years. When we talk about company secretary, I will just skip that for a while because I worked in this industry as a trader and a stockbroker. So if we talk about a company secretary, again, it's a reputed qualification which leads to secretarial positions in corporates. CS qualified professionals are responsible for managing the accounting, legal, tax, and any other aspects of companies related to their incorporation. And if we talk about what are the career prospects, what you will be doing if you have the company secretary, it involves monitoring that company activities are abiding by the legal codes. Your signature will be on their legal document, right? Oversee the daily operations, safety, and social responsibilities of different departments, and organizing data collected from the departments in the institutions. Of course, again, +2 examination, and then you need to clear the examination with the foundation program. Now let's talk about this trade and stockbroker. Let me say in India, most of the people, and when I say people, because I'm not saying students, because you need a graduate degree to become a trader or stockbroker, they don't go for this career. But let me tell you, this is one of the most rewarding careers, because stock market is a place which does not, I will say, which does not segregate whether you belong from a top reputed institution or whether you are an average student. It rewards your intelligence. It rewards your wisdom. So you can become a trader or stockbroker after you have a graduate degree, and then you need to clear National Stock Exchange certifications, and then you directly study the patterns, the prices of the stock market. And let me just excite you. On an average, 2 to 3 lakh crore worth of amount trading takes place in the National Stock Exchange. They're talking about a huge market, right? And we all know about ICWA, one of the most reputed institute again. So the Institute of Cost Accountant of India is a premier institution of India, which offers education and develops the profession of cost accountancy in the country, right? Because see, what happens is that finance is a separate thing. But when it comes to the balance sheet, when it comes to the cost accountancy, you need expert people for that. So once you become a cost accountant, you will collect, you will analyze the financial information from all the areas of a company. And let me tell you, after the career prospect for this ICWA course on the skills of business strategy, value creation, and cost accountant are sought after in public banks, public financial institutions. There are separate positions for that. Banking, finance, private sectors, right? And there are fancy names for these people. Finance directors, chief internal auditor, cost controllers. And you know, the candidates, most of the candidates, they go with their own independent practices, right? Or establishing a company, LLP, again, you need to be +2 passed, senior examination, or you have a national diploma in commerce, and then you have to pass the foundation course, or might be any graduate in any discipline, and then you can go for this course. I don't know whether you heard about this actuary course or not. Let me just share. 69.7 years is the expected life expectancy of a female in India, and 67 is for the male, approximately. I might be 1 point wrong, but it's around 67. It means a man is expected to live around 67 years. Actually, is a science of that, basically. They deal with the insurance companies when we talk about that. Because when you take an insurance, these are the people who actually calculate what are the expectations that how long you will live. So an actuary utilizes theory and skill from mathematics. I remember someone was asking about that, mathematics. Now here is the thing. It requires a mathematics degree. So an actuary utilizes theory and skill from mathematics, statistics and finance and databases, and calculate the risks. And these risk calculations are employed to design insurance plans. Have you ever wondered that how they decide the premium? Of course, depending on your age, depending on your health, but there is a lot of science goes behind that. So actuary certification starts with passing a validation of educational experience in applied statistics, mathematics, finance, or career. And let me tell you, if we talk about actuary sciences, the prospects for actuaries include positions in life, health insurance companies, reinsurance company, and pension funds and actuarial consultants. Small number of set of people who go for this field, but ample demand of people out there, right? And then chartered financial analyst. One of the most reputed, you might be wondering that I'm saying again, but the point is that finance holds so many career options that every career option is a reputed ones. So the chartered financial analyst is a well-recognized international finance credential offered by the American-based CFA. And let me tell you, approximately, I think around might be 1,500 or 2,000 people. The passing rate is around 50% for this exam. There are 3 levels. And what are the career prospects? Well, we are talking about investment banking, the highest paid industry after the actuary science and finance. So the lengthy commitment to the course, because it's a 3-level course, and passing rate, we are talking about 30%. The lengthy commitment of the course and the hard work pays off with the prospects that the course presents to the candidate. You can go for investment banking, you can go for a senior position, you can become a research analyst in stock market, you can become a risk manager in a financial institution, you can become a corporate financial institution, right? But we're talking about these courses: chartered financial analyst, actuary sciences, trader, company secretary, chartered accountancy. But let me just share my thoughts. Once you have your bachelor degree, how can you utilize that bachelor degree? First, during your bachelor degree, seek internship early and often, because internship will provide you learning experiences, references, networking opportunities. The world works on networking. And it's not that how many friends you have on Facebook. We are talking about actual networking. Be on LinkedIn and target your studies. Because the ability, what people are lacking right now, the ability to research, to synthesize, to analyze information, and to write well. Everybody can think, but how well you can think, how well you can put your thinking into the words. And third, learn to talk the talk. Skip all the TV channels. Watch business news channels. Watch it for 1 month. I can guarantee you, you will try to understand what our Honorable Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is saying. Great way to prepare for finance career is to make reading financial news. Skip all those newspapers, right? Get Economic Times. Read it on a daily basis. Might be for 1 month. You won't understand. But slowly, when you search about the terms, all these editorials, all these news will start making sense and start garnering credentials. When I talk about credentials, you will say, sir, I become 12th. But let me tell you, for entry-level positions, interviewers do not expect candidates to know that everything. They understand that a graduate degree won't make you a finance expert. They will teach you. But these 3 years, which are going to decide a 3-year or 4-year degree, please garner credentials. When I say credentials, certificates, and do stay updated. Just 5 minutes back, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced extension of production incentive linked scheme. These are the news which matters. Stay updated about financial conditions. What's happening to the GDP? What's happening to the inflation? And let me tell you, right now the inflation is above the RBI band. RBI band is 2 to 6%. It is above that band. Inflation. So when you talk in a group regarding these updates, they will love it. They want to be in your touch. And practice what you learn. Nothing is stopping you to practice what you are learning. You might fail, but you will learn a lot in this process, right? So with this, I will just end my presentation because I want to keep it in short. I want to answer all of your queries. So what do you, Shikha ma'am?
Yeah, there are lots of questions. So we would really love you to answer all the questions. So now the first question is, what are the career options in US countries after MBA?
That's a nice question. First of all, why do you want to go to USA? Let me tell you, of course, everybody is a nationalist, right? Everybody is a patriotic. India is a land of opportunities. I will answer your question. India is a land of opportunities. We have 40 crore people who are into the age bracket of 18 to 40 years. Huge market. USA, 30 crore population. Not such a huge market. Okay, now to answer your questions, once you get into an MBA, I will suggest, for example, in our MBA program, we provide opportunities to the students for a 6-month exchange program, where you go to different countries like Italy, like Taiwan, like South Korea. We have MBA with 200 countries. The moment you go to these countries like USA, you need to make your network connections so that you can get a job there. That is the only way. If you think your resume, your credentials will get a job, sorry, there is an ample number of supply. But yes, get into a university where they have MOUs with these countries, get for a foreign exchange program, make your network connections, get a job. That is the shortest way to get a job.
Okay. Another question is, can I go for MBA after completing my BCom or BCom honors? Yes.
You can go for an MBA after any course, right? We just need a graduate. I'm a BTech, I'm from science background. I went for an MBA. MBA is a professional course. We need graduate with a good percentage or a CGPA. That's it.
Okay. Like, what should we do to get a higher post for, okay, this is hotel management, what course and college? So I believe we already did this question.
Yes.
That was in the humanities. So let's leave this question. So another is qualification to become an investment banker.
Wow, I love that question. Let me share my experience, right? Because I worked in the stock market as a trader. I will tell you your career path in just 30 seconds. Get a BCom degree, not BBA. Get a BCom degree. Enter into an MBA. While pursuing MBA, go for CFA. CFA is a self-study course. It will cost you around 2-3 lakh rupees. Complete all the levels. The moment you complete the CFA degree, you don't need to look for an investment banker opportunity. The CFA network is such a huge network. You will automatically get job opportunities for investment banker. 30% is the passing rate. So that's your career path.
What do we have to do to become a manager of a showroom like Roma?
You need good communication skills. You need jugadu skills. You need to know someone, get a good MBA degree. That's it. There are no particular qualifications to become a manager.
Another is, can I do trading as a secondary source of income?
Absolutely. I do a lot of trading. I can't tell you my stocks on a public platform, but of course, I love this idea. Stock market is always good for secondary source, provided you have the right knowledge. Go for it.
Is funding upon the shares beneficial or not? You just answered it. Okay, then we have is, sir, where are you in 1980s? Sir, where are you? I can't understand this question. In 1980s or 90s? I believe he wants to know when did you did your, graduation or post-graduation? So, is funding upon shares and making money from trading beneficial?
Absolutely, it will teach you. See, the point is that there is a very famous Chinese food. If you want to test the depth of a lake, you have to enter into the lake. Getting my point? Once you get into the stock market, you will automatically pay attention to the news, to the business. You will pay attention to how to manage the stress. So go for it.
So, which stream should we choose to do MBA?
If you ask me, I teach finance, so I will say artificial intelligence plus finance. We provide that. So go for that.
So, this is a very interesting question, Dr. Rao. Sir, what are the exit options in investment banking? Can we go to buy side firms like hedge funds or private equity firms like Blackstone?
Malik ma'am, let me tell you, even our MBA students, they really don't ask these kind of questions because buy side and sell side, that's a very high level of questions. In India, hedge funds, they carry a bad name. So I will suggest you stick to the private equity research firms.
Okay. Sir, merit required of graduation for MBA?
Time, yes, I think he or she is asking about the cutoff percentage, right?
Yes, yes.
So that's decided by the the HP commission and as well as the admission team. But right now we have 55% for this year.
Okay, this was interesting. You know, the name is not mentioned. So the student, because he saw your black and white picture, so he said, "No, I was commenting on his black and white camera like old era." That was a good one. Okay, sir, as a beginner, how to learn trading and some books would like to you to recommend.
Okay, there is a very wonderful book, The Wizard of Stock Market. Note it down, The Wizard of Stock Markets, right? It consists interviews from the top hedge fund managers and private equity firms. Second, get your pocket money, open an account with a broking firm, save your pocket money, save that money which you don't need to spend in emergency time, and just start investing. Don't think you need 10,000. You can start with 1,000 rupees only.
So, what is your best advice for us regarding making money in life? Oh, wow.
Don't spend on unnecessary things. Spend on things which you really need, right? Don't spend on things which you want to show to the world. Rich people, they are one of the miser people. They always save.
So, Dr. Rao, you've already inspired the students a lot. So, one of the students wants to know, what did you score when you were in your 10th and 12th grade?
Many students, see, I was a non-medical student. So I think my 10th mathematics score was around 89. And then in 12th, I scored around 91 because I was really good in mathematics. So that was my score. And if you ask my percentage, so it's a public platform, I cannot lie. My 10th was 75 and my 12th was 81. Approximately around 81.2.
That is a very interesting Piyush. Thank you. And he's writing best series to learn stock trading and business. So that's a compliment to you.
Watch the Wall Street. It's a
Okay.
movie. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay. So another question which comes from a student, how to have good communication skills?
Well, I always advise my students, see, we all are Indians, right? English is not our mother language. So what we do, pick up a newspaper, just write for 1 week and really will thank me. Pick up a newspaper, pick up a lengthy article, read it loud, same time, every day, practices for 1 week. You will specifically contact me personally. Thank you, sir, for this advice. 1 week, editorial, half an hour, loud. Automatically, you will have good communication skills.
So another question we have, how could we decide what is an asset and what is its liability?
Well, that's a tricky question because it depends on which side you are looking. For example, right now you're going to pursue your education for a 3-year or 4-year degree. Right now you're a liability for your parents, right? Sorry to say that. But once you complete your degree, you get a job, you become an asset for your parents. So it depends from where you are looking at.
So with this, we have actually, answered all the questions. Thank you so much. Okay. Another, and I think this will be the last question. So is MBA course expensive?
Are diamonds better than gold? There is no answer to that, dear student. It depends on that, how well you utilize that.
Yes, yes. Okay, sir, please tell us something about startup culture.
There is very good series on Netflix, Startup. And if I need to tell you about the startup culture right now, India is at the 3rd number in terms of startup companies. Startup culture is quite simple. They try to solve the basic problem of people. Some startups, they copy other ideas, but some try to solve the basic problem. Startup culture is quite aggressive culture because you need to prove yourself, right? It requires people without nerves of steel. You have a good idea, go shoot out and explore. No idea is bad idea. Startup culture works on that.
So this is the last question we'll be taking for today. And this is, what are the best colleges for becoming an investment banker?
Come to Shuli University.
Yes.
Because Atul sir, the dean of our department and honorable vice chancellor, he worked for quite a long time in investment banking, right? So you will attend his lectures and you will get an understanding how actually the investment banking works. I will provide you knowledge about how the stock market works from an internal perspective. I will say best.
And Dr. Rao, we do a lot of series, Guru series. We invite a
Yes.
lot of CEOs from different companies who come, who talk to the students. They share their experiences, and that really makes a lot of difference.
Absolutely. Let me tell you, the current CEO of ICICI Bank, right? India's largest private bank, too big to fail, Sandeep Bakshi. So he was there for the graduation ceremony of MBA students.
Yeah.
Just imagine you are having your degree from the CEO of the top bank. That's the power of Shubhi University.
So, but sorry, but this is definitely going to be the last question. Is it necessary to complete MBA for a startup? Because I thought that this really is a very interesting question and we should answer this. So is it necessary to complete MBA for a startup? Because many successful entrepreneurs are college dropouts.
Okay, so if you want a cool resume and you say you drop out from college, see, there is nothing like that. If you drop out from college, there is a guaranteed success of startup. The moment is that those people dropped out of college because the idea struck their mind, right? Even Dhirubhai Ambani, he did not went to a specific college. It's not about which college, whether you drop out, it's about the idea. Idea can strike you at any age, right? And really, just to answer your question, watch the McDonald's story. The founder of the McDonald's, he actually started the McDonald's, I think at the age of 48 or 49. The founder of the KFC started at very late. So it's not, everyone has their own journey. Someone starts at 18, someone starts at 50, someone starts at 70.
And Dr. Rao, where we will, here we should mention that even our Chancellor, Sir, Dr. P.K. Khotla,
Yes.
he had a dream of, setting up a university, which will be totally research-based university after his retirement. So as Dr. Rao is saying, there is no age, so, of an idea. So idea can start to anybody at any time. So I believe if you are a school student also and you want to start up you can do at that age also. I believe there is no like this. But yes, if you get a professional degree, definitely that will add to whatever you are doing more, right? So
Absolutely.
thank you so much, Dr. Rao. It was really a very, very fruitful session, and it was very engaging, as I could see so many students who were asking questions. And thank you, Mrs. Rashmi ma'am, for giving us this opportunity. And last but not the least, thank you all the students who had joined us for this session. And thank you for being so engaging, because you made our day, I would say. Because when as a speaker, when you come and you speak and there are no questions, so it's very disappointing, because you really don't know whether they were, because in this virtual world you really don't come to know whether anybody was listening to you or not. But when you see so many questions, so the speaker gets the energy. Am I right, Dr. Rao?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
And Shikha, I would
Let's
like
collapse
to
to the
add here,
students.
I would like to add here, I mean, it has been really empowering for the students to understand what kind of flexible world is, right in front of them. You can have any subject choice, you can go from one subject. I mean, Dr. Rao is actually an example of that doing BTech and then coming to the financial market expert. I mean, it's amazing, and obviously everybody has their own individual journey and you really truly pointed out. Thank you so much, Dr. Rao. You gave so many great tips to the students, right from the thing which we have been promoting in the schools, that you need to read the newspaper. Now you have said, okay, you must read Economic Times if you're a commerce student. So obviously, these small tips actually makes a lot of difference. And children, your batch, whether it has the board exam or it doesn't have the board exam, please remember that you need to be passing your own exam. That whatever content you were supposed to be understanding, whether you have understood or not, it doesn't matter what percentage you get in the board exam. I didn't get very good percentage. Dr. Rao also didn't talk about 100% in his studies. So the world has a larger opportunity for our kind of people also. You will be successful if you pass your own internal exams. So thank you so much, Chulni. Thank you so much, Shikha. Thank you, Shashank and Dr. Rao.
Thank
Amazing,
you.
amazing, amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye. Stay safe.